from a California state perspective, it used to lead the nation in many things. Some of them may have lost their way.
What about on the federal level?
Federal level has come a long ways in the last 20 years. It's not perfect. You know, they may want to promulgate regulations, but they're hindered from promulgating certain types of regulations. So that's got to be very frustrating.
If I understand what you were saying at the beginning of our chat, there's no such thing as an accident, and you looked at the video now and you probably read the story. Could this have been avoided?
Yes.
For Wake-Up Call, I'm Steve Gregory, Kfi News. When we come back, we'll be talking with ABC's Tom Rivers, who's been keeping an eye on Lebanon, where the entire country, or at least most of it, lost power for 24 hours over the weekend. They ran out of fuel at Lebanon's two main power stations. That crashed the grid, and the country is dealing with a major financial crisis also. Over the past 2 years, the currency has lost 90% of its value, and that has made fuel super expensive, which has led to shortages. Right now, let's take a look at your drive. We've got a stall, or you've got a stall, jacking up your drive in Pacoima on the 5.
Definitely the case for you. Southbound side out. Just before the 118, it looks like it's the right lane that's taken away. Actually, two right lanes, and it looks like it's straddling those two right lanes. It'll be a busy drive for you first thing as you come away from the foot of the 405, southbound on the 5 as you make your way toward the 118. I've taken your drive in the Linwood area on the westbound side of the 105 past Long Beach Boulevard. Right lane still shut down due to a wreck and a car fire. Cleanup work does continue. You're seeing a slow-going drive on the westbound 105 coming off the 710. 91 west as you alternate to the 105 west, still looking like a pretty decent drive. As you're making your way, though, 91 westbound out of the Inland Empire toward Orange County, that's starting to get rough for you. Westbound 91 seeing a heavy stretch of those going from as far back as La Sierra, and that does remain the case as you make your way past Green River. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Poliocini.
Summer is here, so as the weather heats up, we start drinking and using more water at home. But don't reach for those nasty plastic water bottles. You can fill any glass or reusable bottle with filtered water coming straight from the taps in your house if you had a Light Source Whole House water system. And a Light Source Whole House water system reduces the odor and taste of chlorine from your water. Plus, you'll be bathing and showering in filtered water, so your hair and your skin will be free of the drying, harmful effects of chlorine. And with a Light Source water system, you buy directly from the factory, which is right here in Southern California, where they've been serving people for over 37 years. And hey, if you're looking for a new career opportunity, Light Source is currently looking for dedicated team members. So call Light Source today and get full service and full confidence in your water. Call them at 1-800-334-5009. That's 1-800-334-5009. Or just visit lightsourcewater.com. Light Source Water. Taste and feel the difference.
This report is sponsored by Spectrum Business. Small businesses are always looking for ways to cut costs. That's why they should switch to Spectrum Business. They could cut their internet and phone bill in half while getting faster internet speeds and proven reliability. Call 888-489-2212 today.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick, and here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The Dodgers host the Giants for Game 3 of the NLDS tonight. LA is switching it up, starting Albert Pujols at first and benching Cody Bellinger. The series is tied at 1. In the ALDS, the White Sox avoided a sweep blowing out the Astros. The Rays are on the brink of elimination after falling to the Red Sox. And the Chargers survived the Browns in a high-scoring shootout. Justin Herbert flew for nearly 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and ran for another. I'm Missy Jordan.
They say good things come to those who wait. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz SUV family proves otherwise. It takes no time at all to set up a test drive at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Learn more at mbusa.com.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. If you've decided to sell your house, I know it is tempting to just get it listed as is or even take one of those cash-out deals. But why sell yourself short when making just the right upgrades will maximize its sale value? You mean like flipping our own home, Dean? We don't have the expertise or the cash for that. I know, but my friends at Revive do. Revive knows exactly what to change, what to spend, and where to spend it. They'll manage everything for you and front all the costs. Yes, Revive fronts the cost. They get paid back from escrow, but the profit gained is all yours. How much profit? The average client makes over 200% profit on what Revive invests on their behalf. It's a no-brainer. Reach out to iloverevive.com today and see if your home qualifies. To make the most from the sale of your home, go to iloverevive.com. That's iloverevive.com.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish is...
It's pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
By the year 2035, nearly half of today's occupations and some industries will be gone. It's because of rapid changes coming our way thanks to disruptive technology. Join host Rick Edelman for a virtual event, The Truth About Your Future, on October 19th at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. This valuable presentation is designed to help you understand the coming changes that'll reshape everything from tax laws to how you live, work, and prepare for retirement. Please go to EdelmanFinancialEngines.com to register for this free event. You'll discover the potential opportunities involving the latest technologies, like artificial intelligence, 3D printing, neuroscience, and the blockchain. All this education and advice is based on our 30-plus years of investment management experience. Please join us Tuesday, October 19th at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. Go to EdelmanFinancialEngines.com to register. From here forward.
Is your business growing? Baylon commercial fire and security systems are designed to change as your needs change. So you're right for now and ready for next. Go to Baylon.com to get protected today.
ACO 28 CCL 880138.
The spell is cast. Halloween time is back at the Disneyland Resort. And now, KFI AM 640 wants to give you a chance to get in on the magic. Happy Hauntings are returning to both Disney California Adventure Park and Disneyland Park. With so much fiendish fun, it's a real scream now through October 31st. Don't miss the celebration. Offering subject to capacity. Restrictions may change without notice. Keep listening for your chance to win tickets on KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Chris Little in for Jennifer Jones-Lee. She and her dogs are on vacation. Actually, her dogs are at home with some guy who likes living with Jennifer's 4 dogs while Jennifer and Scott are on vacation. Here's some of the stories we're following in the 24-hour KFI newsroom. City and state beaches in Huntington Beach are reopening this morning. It's going to happen at about 6 o'clock. The beach had been off limits to surfers, swimmers, and people walking along the shoreline because of the oil spill. Facebook says it is planning to add several features, including prompting teens using Instagram to take a break and nudging them if they repeatedly look at the same content that is not conducive to their well-being. Kind of like an Apple Watch nudging you to get up and walk around so you can close those circles. Facebook is also planning to add new controls for parents or guardians of teens on an optional basis so adults can keep an eye on what the kids are up to online. Authorities say a man accused of shooting and killing a Georgia police officer ambushed him in retaliation for the officer's arrest of a buddy hours earlier. It was the police officer's first shift with the department. The shooting happened outside of the police station on Saturday. Journalists in California will now be protected from interference by police while covering civil protests. Governor Newsom signed a bill into law over the weekend saying reporters can be behind police lines in the area of demonstrations, marches, and rallies without being cited or arrested. At 5:35, we'll talk with ABC's Aaron Katersky. The White House has released some news on the number of weekly vaccines administered in the U.S., and if you ask a handful of people whether that number is up or down, you'll get two answers. Aaron Katersky has the correct answer for us. All right, let us say good morning to ABC's Tom Rivers. Tom's been keeping an eye on Lebanon, where the entire country, or at least most of it, lost power for 24 hours over the weekend. Hey, Tom, what happened?
Yeah, pretty scary stuff. They've been an economic basket case for many, many years, but particularly about the last 2 years. The currency is worth about 90% less today than 2 years ago. Hence, the price of fuel has skyrocketed. Now, can you imagine? They've got two major plants there, and you got the engineers on site, frantic calls to the interim government saying, guys, we're running on empty here. That's exactly what happened. They've tried to loosen up the purse strings. The central bank has said they authorized $100 million to the Energy Department to say, go out into the world and buy some fuel. So they are fired up again. It's the usual kind of situation now as it was last week, where they get about 2 hours in most locations, 2 hours of electricity. Time to turn on the heat, time to get a shower, and that's it. It's shut down the rest of the time.
And anyone who has a generator, and I'm assuming it's not a lot of just average people, but their generators run on diesel. And that's what the problem is, right?
It's a real expensive, if you will, measure to kind of tide you over. Yeah, some of the better hotels, some of the government buildings will have diesel generators, that's for sure. But yeah, your average person out there will not. If you want to look at it statistically, by definition, half the population of Lebanon right now is under the poverty line. So yeah, for many of those people, it's like, should we all go out and buy a generator? And no, we don't have the money for that.
I also understand local residents started cutting off roads in several areas in protest over the deterioration of their living conditions, after the power outages, and that also caused some water shortages.
Yeah, exactly. They've had, if you go back, we've had some protests earlier in the summer that kind of died down, and now yet another crunch point, people on the streets again, and kind of adding insult to injury. There's an oil storage facility near the southern power plant, and there was a I guess unrelated fire there. Part of a gas tank apparatus went up yesterday, so they dealt with it. It was very, very close to that power plant.
Yeah.
That remains intact, but it just needs a whole lot of tankers to come in and then fill those stages up.
It's interesting. The fall of the exchange rate caused the 2019-21 Lebanese protest, which ultimately resulted in the resignation of the prime minister and his cabinet, and after the resignation, the COVID-19 pandemic forced additional businesses to close their doors and lay off their employees, and tax base fell. And how are they going to straighten it out? Or are they?
No, I don't think they are. No, I think, this good friend of mine used to be based there for about 5-6 years. And he would tell me a few years ago, he said, this thing's going in one direction. And he's back in New York now. It has been for about a year, but yeah, it's the trajectory. It's going from bad to worse there. It needs a humongous cash injection there. It needs some grants, and it also needs another thing, kind of the overview that, this is not going to be funneled into people's pockets. That's the big problem there. Corruption. Yes, you can have different governments coming in every few years, but it's generally the same names that are just, trading the hat. From the interior minister, the foreign minister, the prime minister. Nothing really changes there. It needs a dramatic, if you will, upgrade and a real change, not just superficial change.
All right, Tom Rivers, thank you for your help, and thank you for your insight. We will talk to you next time.
Take care.
When we come back, we'll talk with ABC's Aaron Katersky. The White House has released some news on the number of weekly vaccines administered in the U.S., and what do you think? Is it up or down? Don't ask your phone or look it up. No cheating, Alex. Let's see how good you are. My guess would have been wrong, by the way. Right now, let's take a look at your drive. And let's see what's up with Linwood, I guess. Is it, Nick? Is it Linwood? Where are we going?
Yeah, let's go to Linwood, Chris. On the westbound side of the 105 past Long Beach Boulevard. Got a wreck. It had all lanes shut down for a time. Right lane is still off limits for cleanup work. A couple of cars involved there. Going to be a rough ride for your drive. Heading westbound along the 105 from before the 710. So plan ahead for Rosecrans Avenue along Boulevard or Imperial Highway Service Street alternates to save a bit of time this morning. Also 91 westbound looks pretty decent for your drive. Off the 605 passing the 710. Head into Gardena toward the 110. Updating the drive for your Pacoima on the southbound side of the 5 before the 118. Looks like it's still the right lane shut down for some cleanup work from an earlier problem. Not too bad for you there. Where it is getting heavy is westbound side of the 91. Riverside through Corona, heavy delays for your stretches from Tyler now as you make way through Corona toward Green River. KFI and the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Polio-Team.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. You know, with energy costs rising and temps getting warmer and electric vehicles here to stay, I can't believe how many homes still don't have solar. Now, granted, there's a lot of misinformation out there, so my solar company, Sunlux, asked me to clear some of it up. First, solar doesn't cost you money. It saves you money. A lot of money. Second, it doesn't matter where your panels are made. What matters is who makes them. And finally, you hear about some system out there for $29.95, but that is not what is going to end up on your home. You know, it means something to me that all the partners at Sunlux left top-tier positions at other solar companies. Why? To do solar better. It's why Sunlux is an LG and Tesla Platinum contractor. The best systems, the best battery solutions, the best service, the best warranty, and a solar company who is straight with you from day one. Hey, it's time for solar. Get started today at sunlux.com. That's sunlux.com, sunlux.com. CSLB 1008374. Southern California weather from KFI. High surf advisory in effect from noon through 8 tomorrow morning. Wind advisory in effect from 1 o'clock today until 3 tomorrow morning for Inland Orange County and the Inland Empire. Otherwise, partly cloudy today. Highs in the upper 60s to the mid-70s. For the beaches, Metro LA, the valleys, Orange County, and the IE. And as far as those winds go, 15 to 25 mile an hour winds this afternoon. Inland, about 25 to 30 miles an hour in the IE. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Chris Lee.
Here's what you need to know about the Pfizer COVID-19 booster. Not everyone needs one. Those who should receive a booster are 65 and older, long-term care residents, and those 50 to 64 with underlying medical conditions. Consider a booster if you're 18 to 49 with underlying medical conditions, or 18 to 64 with a high risk of COVID exposure at work. Only get a booster if it's been at least 6 months since you received your second dose of Pfizer. Find a booster near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Spectrum Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabit per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
Mark your calendars. Forever 21 is opening a new store at the shops at Mission Viejo in Mission Viejo. Join their grand opening event on Saturday, October 23rd. Shop exclusive deals and get a free tote bag. Valid from October 23rd while supplies last. Subject to change without notice. See store for details.
The Medicare annual enrollment period is right around the corner. It starts October 15th. Navigating Medicare can simply be overwhelming. It's complicated stuff, which is why I'm suggesting you call AGA Medicare Options. Their team of experienced agents will advise you step by step on a plan that fits your unique situation and budget. We're all different, and the plans change year to year and sometimes significantly. AGA will compare most of the major plans at once. No cost to you. They'll help you find plans that are accepted by your physician, cover your medications at the lowest out-of-pocket cost. And even if you're already on Medicare, set up a benefit review anyway to ensure you're still on the best plan, and it is free. Call, set up your free consultation, dial pound 250 on your cell and say the keyword My Medicare, pound 250 on the cell and say My Medicare, or visit AGAMedicareOptions.com, AGAMedicareOptions.com.
There's red, blue, and then there's you. You're a free thinker and believe the best idea should win, no matter whose idea that is. At KFI AM 640, we give you all the news you need and a variety of opinions. You make up your own mind. Behold it. to no one. Live, local, and independent, KFI AM 640 is made for independent thinkers like you.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Jennifer Jones-Lee is out on vacation. I'm Chris Little, in for Jennifer. Here's some of the stories we're following in the 24-hour KFI newsroom. City and state beaches in Huntington Beach are going to reopen at 6 o'clock this morning. Health officials say people should not be touching any tar balls they may see on the beach because that stuff's not good for you. Police are trying to track down a man who shot and killed a woman on a Metro Red Line train in Hollywood. Witnesses say the man appeared to be agitated and walking around on the red line before arguing with the woman and then shooting her. Male, Hispanic, blue jacket, blue shorts, dark hair, COVID mask. Drug maker Merck has asked U.S. regulators to authorize its antiviral pill against COVID-19. If cleared by the FDA, it would be the first pill shown to treat COVID-19. Coming up at 5:53, it is your morning business bite. Cotton prices are up, and that will have an effect on you and me. I've never even thought of cotton prices. A broken supply chain could affect the arrival of Care Bears and bring higher prices to those Care Bears and everything else. The fully stocked grocery store may be a thing of the past for a while. Tesla held a gigafest with rides and food trucks over the weekend, and Elon Musk had a few things to say. And Wall Street apparently has a bigger than thought carbon footprint, and a group started by Al Gore has something to say about that. Also, in Chechnya, doctors removed more than 6 pounds of hair that was inside an 11-year-old girl's stomach. They got it out. It was shaped like her stomach. They say the girl had Rapunzel Syndrome. The condition is primarily seen in young females who chew and swallow the ends of their hair because of some sort of stress or emotional disturbance or whatever. The patient suffered from post-eating abdominal pain. She had nausea and weakness. She was not doing well, so they decided, well, we'll just take a look at her stomach and see what's up. And what's up was a whole bunch of hair. It actually filled up her entire stomach. Paul McCartney has revisited the breakup of the Beatles. He is disputing the suggestion that it was him who was responsible for the group breaking up. He's going to be speaking on BBC Radio's BBC Radio 4's. It's called The Cultural Life. It is scheduled to air on October 23rd. McCartney said it was John Lennon who wanted to break up the Beatles, and he says he did not start this whole thing. The fans of the Beatles have been debating forever who was responsible for the breakup, with a lot of people blaming McCartney. But McCartney said, no, this is his life, and he, it was his job. It was everything that he loved, and he wasn't the one who broke it up. Confusion about the breakup, festered because the manager asked the band to keep quiet until he could figure out a number of business deals. And McCartney expressed sadness over the breakup, like I said, saying the group was still making pretty good stuff when they broke up. Okay, let's say good morning to ABC senior investigative reporter Aaron Katursky. Hey, Aaron, the White House says the United States has administered the highest number of weekly vaccinations since early July. What kind of numbers are we talking about?
Well, the numbers are good in part, I think, because of the vaccine mandates that have gone into effect in different parts of the country. And, whether they're health workers or teachers or whatever, municipal workers under the mandate has been rushing to get the shots in order to, in order to not risk losing their jobs. So it puts the country at about 76% of the eligible adult population with at least one dose of vaccine. And I think it amounts to like 167 million doses or some crazy number like that. And we think that those numbers are only going to go up as more people get a booster. And this week, the FDA should set a course for Pfizer and Moderna recipients to get their booster shots, and set those authorizations up in place.
And so we're talking about maybe more than, about 7 million vaccine doses reported in the past week?
I think that's the number, yeah. And it's, as I say, it's brought the country to about more than three-quarters of the eligible adult population. So the numbers are really good, and it's coinciding with, a drop in the caseload and with, deaths and hospitalization. So the country is in good shape. Dr. Fauci has said, you just don't want to declare victory too early.
Right. And you did say the rising numbers come after, large-scale mandates that went into effect. Some of that happened out here in California where public health care workers and school system employees, were told to get vaccines. And same thing in New York City. And companies like, United Airlines, Walgreens, and UPS have also done pretty much the same thing. You said did you say over 76% of the people 12 and up have gotten at least one dose?
Yeah, it's the adults. The kids are a little laggy. The 12 to 17 are a little behind that. And in fact, we expect more kids to be eligible in fairly short order. We expect the Pfizer vaccine to be authorized for use in 5 to 11-year-olds. So that'll give parents another choice to make to see whether they want to have their elementary school-age kid vaccinated, and that should bump the numbers up even further.
And what are we hearing about parents wanting their elementary school-age kids vaccinated? Are they up for it for the most part? Or
I mean, I know I want my fourth grader, and so I think by and large, if you're into vaccines, you're into it for everybody. If not, you may not be. And really, that's kind of an inconsistency. There's a lot of hesitancy. I think some of it may be waning as time goes on, and we've been vaccinating people for 8-9 months now in the country, and by and large everybody's okay. So there's I think some hesitancy may be waning, but also as these mandates go into effect, and employers are just not giving everybody a choice, and it's not just public and public sector workers. A lot of private companies are mandating it. I know the company I work for example. A number of airlines, especially in the travel and leisure industry. So it's by and large I think becoming more acceptable, and courts are siding with companies and with municipalities to say that these mandates do pass legal muster.
It's interesting that companies are mandating vaccines, and it's making the vaccination rate go up, but when I come to work here at KFI, I look in the parking lot and the parking garage. There's nobody there, and if that's the case across the country, I'm baffled about why so many people are getting vaccinated if they're working from home.
Well, because I think eventually offices are going to want to repopulate, and truth be told, we are among the very few kinds of workers that are actually staying home, right? I mean, it's largely white collar office type workers that have the luxury of working from home. Everybody else in the country is back to work, on the manufacturing floor, doing other kinds of work that requires them to be there, and they just don't have the luxury or the option to work from home because by nature of their work they can't, and especially in those industries, that's where we're seeing the employer mandates, and where and where people are having to get vaccinated or risk losing their jobs.
Hey, what is the actual goal? I mean, I know we're climbing toward an average of 1 million per day, but what is the actual goal that the White House has for vaccination?
I think they've, ever since they kind of missed the July deadline, I haven't heard of the White House talk about a specific goal. I think the goal is to get as many people vaccinated as soon as possible, because that's been the way to, yes, there have been breakthrough cases, but the way to tamp down the virus is to get more people vaccinated, and pardon me, Chris, and the sooner the better.
Yeah. All right. Well, Aaron Katursky, thanks for your insight. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. See you. Back to some of the stories we're working on in the 24-hour KFI newsroom. PG&E says it may shut off power to about 44,000 customers in Northern California because of potentially dry, gusty winds that could raise the risk of electrical equipment starting wildfires. The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning of extreme fire danger yesterday. The strongest winds are expected today, and the warning goes through late tomorrow. We're going to have some winds here today ourselves, but probably not. Actually, they won't be as bad as up north. The Coast Guard says the number of gallons of crude oil retrieved from the ocean off the coast of Orange County has not changed in days.
Our concentration of effort right now is a robust effort on our beaches.
Captain Rebecca Orr says more than 250,000 pounds of oily gunk has been removed from the beaches, with more than 13 barrels of tar balls. The likely cause of the oil spill last week has been determined, but not the party responsible. In other words, we're not sure who did it. The economists in the U.S., including 2 in California, have won the 2021 Nobel Prize for Economics. The winners, including David Card from UC Berkeley and Guido Imbens from Stanford, have won the prize for their work on drawing conclusions from unintended experiments, or so-called natural experiments. And a magnitude 6.2 earthquake has struck off Hawaii. It hit yesterday afternoon, about 18 miles off the southern tip of the Big Island. The Hawaii Emergency Management Agency says there have been several aftershocks, but there is no threat of a tsunami, which is good news. After 18 months of pandemic delays, the No Time to Die movie opened right on target. It's the final James Bond film of the Daniel Craig era. It grossed $56 million in North America alone, and that movie had been delayed several times. It's been a long time coming, they say. Unlike many films released during the pandemic, a streaming or hybrid release was never even a consideration for No Time to Die. In addition to being the longest Bond film ever, not bomb, but Bond film ever, it's 2 hours and 43 minutes. It was also an expensive one. They say it cost about $250 million to produce, and that doesn't include marketing costs, which they say exceeded $100 million. So there you go. When we come back, it is your morning business bites. Cotton prices have hit a 10-year high. I gotta admit, I've never thought about cotton prices, but it has an effect on you and me. A word to the wise: start your holiday shopping yesterday, because a broken supply chain could affect the arrival of Care Bears and other stuff. But one thing is likely to be here, without question, actually, and that's higher prices. And if you're planning on shopping at a fully stocked grocery store with endless aisles of stuff, like pre-pandemic days, you may be disappointed. Plus, we've got your traffic and almost warm forecast coming up on your wake-up call. Next. Oh, I'm supposed to go to traffic? All right, let's go to traffic. And we'll go out and see. Hey, Nick, you sent me an email and said don't go to traffic because we don't go to traffic at this time.
And that's absolutely correct, Greg.
Yeah.
You're definitely absolutely right there. And so we won't talk about the delays on the 91 through Riverside right now, or Corona. Westbound side, it's going to be a rough go for you drive. As you come away from Tyler, that will be slow going for you as you continue toward McKinley, and then through Corona, really packed and tight for you from the 15 as you make your way past Green River. Now, knock on wood, nothing in lane, so hopefully it's just going to be a bit of a rough ride for you there. If you're encountering otherwise, pound 250 on the cell phone keyword KFI traffic. Still heavy for your drive on the northbound side of the 215 through Moreno Valley from Alessandro passing River 60 toward UCR, and the 60 West Moreno Valley portion busy from Pigeon Pass toward the 215 merge. 15 northbound through Corona from Temesco Canyon toward Dos Lagos or Wyrick, definitely going to be heavy for your drive. And checking out your drive in the South Bay, starting to see a few delays on the northbound side of the 405 out of Carson and Torrance from before the 110 as you make your way toward Western. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Poliotini.
Before I started Rooter Hero Plumbing, I was an angry young man. Hello, I'm John Acquayan. I was angry because my dad died when I was 17 and he left me alone. I was angry because I couldn't go to college with my friends and because I had to drop out of high school. It's not a pleasant story. But as I grew older, I also grew up. I realized that my dad didn't leave me alone. He left me with values and principles that continue to shape my life. Dad said be on time. He didn't like it when people were late. He taught me to be polite. It was something I lost, but we captured along the way. And he taught me to keep my promises, because broken promises lead to broken relationships. We teach and keep these values at Rooter Hero Plumbing. I think we have a pretty good company. I know we have great people. And if one of our heroes fails to live up to these values, please call me. My private number is on the back of every Rooter Hero business card. You can also reach us at rooterhero.com. Thank you.
This report is sponsored by Forever 21. Mark your calendars. Forever 21 is opening a new store at the shops at Mission Viejo and Mission Viejo. Join their grand opening event on Saturday, October 23rd. Shop exclusive deals and get a free tote bag. Valid from October 23rd while supplies last. Subject to change without notice. See store for details.
The Dodgers hosted Giants for Game 3 of the NLDS tonight. LA is 6-up, starting Albuquerque at first and working towards Belgium. The series is tied at 1. In the ALDS, the White Sox have won the series blowing out the Astros. The Rays are on the brink of elimination after falling to the Red Sox. The Chargers survived the Browns in a high-scoring shootout. Justin Herbert threw for nearly 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and ran for another. I'm Missy Jordan.
What is it that makes you uniquely you? Well, DuckDuckGo doesn't think that's any of their business. And frankly, it shouldn't be the business of any tech company. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
I'm speaking our managing partner at OPO Law, where we've had a 98% success rate on over 10,000 personal injury cases.
Doctor,
One case that holds a special place in my heart is when we represented a 6-year-old girl who was tragically hit by a car in front of her home. Despite this little girl's horrible injury, the driver offered nothing. I took it to trial and the jury awarded her $25 million. Let me repeat that. A $0 offer and the jury awarded our client $25 million. For over 4 decades, OPO Law has gone to battle with the insurance companies and injured victims have received over $1 billion. We don't accept the insurance company's lowball offers, and we are not afraid to take your case to court and fight hard to get you the money you deserve. If you've been injured, call 888-OPO-WIN for a free consultation.
OPO Law, the law firm insurance companies fear most.
I would be honored to handle your case.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Company. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 2.21% APR, 70% loan to value ratio for the cost of 1.75%, $4,275 for each loan. Monthly payment of $1,062.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be graded. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLS Consumer Act.org, number 33.
You spend a lot of time indoors. Cooking, binge watching, working, playing. So call the pros at Choice to keep your environment clean and healthy. Our certified technicians sanitize, disinfect, and deep clean surfaces and air ducts. We offer commercial services and restoration for emergencies too. So relax. The pros at Choice are on it. Save 30% on select services. Call 800-4CHOICE or visit Choice.com today.
Addressing hair loss has never been easier thanks to Advanced Hair Restoration's simple one-day treatment. The most difficult part? Making the call for your free consultation. Call 844-333-HAIR and get $250 off and 250 free hairdress. AdvancedHair.com.
San Manuel Casino is changing things and changing the game. San Manuel Casino is now Yamaba Resort and Casino at San Manuel. With 2 new casino floors, now with over 6,500 slots, the most in the West. A new high-limit room poolside, elevated gaming experiences, new luxury retail shops, restaurants and bars, and even more thrills to come. Experience a level of thrill that California has never seen before. San Manuel Casino is now Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Details at Yamava.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to bring tremendous stress to HBCU students and many social, financial, educational, and mental health challenges to communities of color. The UNCF National Virtual Walk for Education raises funds to support historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, and the students they serve. Join us on September 18th for a virtual experience in honor of supporting HBCUs and their students. To register for the event, please go to uncf.org/National Walk.
Portions of the following program will be recorded. Discovered something about my daughter's dawn during thunder and lightning. Oh no. couldn't care less. Oh, that's great. I mean, it's a house full of very loud flatulence. Kendall's used to sudden, loud, finger quote, thunderclap. Yeah, explosive noises, like thunder.
Bill Handle, morning from 6 to 7.
Too bad dogs have such a sensitive sense of smell.
On KFI.